I want to show you how to make paid ads that will make you an ungodly amount of money. Now, I want to be clear in saying this is an example of some stats that we recently got from our agency where we spent 36K on ads, new upfront cash, we got 125K that we were generated, and new contracted revenue. Contracted essentially means how much we're going to get as a minimum if everybody goes through the contract terms that they've signed, pen and paper on a contract, $224,000, not factoring in the fact that our lifetime value is obviously longer than that. Now, just to preface this, the results that you are seeing here are not typical, okay? Very small percentage of people get to 6 figures a month. I'm not promising by any means with this video you're going to get there. I'm just saying what I'm going to show you today has worked for me. It works for every other agency that I consult inside of License and Scale. And it's essentially what's allowed me to make a shit ton of money at a very young age, okay? For people that don't know me, my agency does around $3 million a year at 19, documenting everything, scroll down my YouTube, and I've helped over 10 people in the last 3 to 6 months get to 100K a month. I do this for 3 reasons: status, network, and so you work with me later down the line and buy my program. That's literally it. So the way this works is pretty simple. We have a Facebook ad, they go to an opt-in page, they go to a call scheduling page, and then they go to a thank you page. Now, the people that don't schedule right away, we have a setter that calls them, follows up with them, gets them back on the calendar, and then we get them on a sales call with our closer, in which the closer is then responsible for closing them. Now, in terms of ads, there is 2 core things that are going to drive majority of your results, or 3 core things. You've got the copy, which is essentially the text that you use. Here's an example of some copy that worked really well for us. Then you've got the creative, which is the images and the videos that you run inside of those ads. Obviously, you have the creative and the copy that go together. But the main foundation of an ad, they're like the 2 pillars, but the main table or the foundation of the ads is going to be the offer. You have to have a good offer, okay? Now, to be clear, you can get away with a shitter offer if you're in a market that is less sophisticated. For example, if you're targeting elderly home providers that help elderly women get placed in private healthcare homes, the level of sophistication in that market and marketing know-how and experience is probably going to be way less than if you went into roofing, med spa, home improvement, who are absolutely flooded with agencies. So you can get away with not having as appealing of an offer if you're not in a market like that. But the way that we run ads is, I found from my personal experience that at scale, when you're spending more than $100 a day, anywhere from like 100, 1,000 and above, you really want to be running video ads, because there's pros and cons to both. Pros to video ads is you can get across your message in a better way. The leads are higher intent. They're not just coming in on an offer. Usually if you're running an image, it's very offer heavy. And there's 3 core buckets or 3 core parts of an ad that you need to know about when it comes to running video ads. You've got the hook, which is the first 3 to 5 seconds. And the main goal there is to grab attention immediately and compel the audience to keep engaging. You've then got the body, 20 to 80 seconds, where the goal is to keep them hooked long enough to transition into your call to action effectively. In the body, by the way, the key is to give them valid reasons why they need to take action on the call to action, okay? So what I mean by that is the hook is obviously just get attention. The average person spends 1.8 seconds on everything that scrolls through their feed on Facebook and Instagram. And the average person scrolls a shit ton on Facebook and Instagram every single day. So we need to first get them to watch that first 3 to 5 seconds. So in turn, they will watch the remainder of the video. And the way that you create a really good hook is pretty simple. It needs to be very captivating, and give you some examples in a minute, and it needs to resonate with your target market. So we always like to originally start out when you're first launching ads with targeting in-market buyers. They're going to be the easiest people to first resonate with. This is, you might have seen that, let me see if I can draw this as an example. So like when it comes to your market is segmented into a pyramid, okay? Let me just pull this up. I don't know what the hell I've just put there, like so. Now, this top bucket here, these are the people that we first want to target, and then we work our way down. This is the top 3%, excuse my drawing, of your market. These are what we call in-market buyers. People that have the problem you're trying to solve. They're sold on your way and your vehicle of getting there. They're just looking for the right partner to do it with. These are people that know they're struggling to get leads. They know that they need somebody to run their ads and call their leads, and they're just looking for the right person to do it with, in which we want to capture these people because they're the easiest people to nurture. The further down we go, the wider we need to go and the more indirect we go with our ads. So what I mean by that is for the 3%, if we know that they're just struggling to get leads and quality patients, as an example, if you're running an agency in the medical field as an example, a good hook might be, I want you to stop using Groupon and start getting high-ticket clients that actually commit to treatment plans. That would be an example of a hook that would resonate with an in-market buyer that knows exactly what I'm talking about. They understand the pain of running ads and getting really shit leads. Another example would be, you can now cancel your marketing agency because there is a new way to get financially qualified leads online. That is going to resonate with somebody that is running ads with an agency in a sophisticated market that is an in-market buyer that is looking for a better way of doing things. Another example of a hook might be, There is a new way to generate financially qualified patients online, and it can all be done completely hands off. Let me show you how. Again, somebody who is struggling with getting financially qualified patients consistently, that's really going to resonate with them. So we're going to tap into the in-market buyers. Now, to be clear, for your first like 100, 200, 300K a month, you don't even need to fuck around with anybody else in this pyramid, okay? But the further down the pyramid you go, the less direct you need to go with your ads. That's where you can start playing around with different funnels like free trainings, lead magnets, all of those type of things. With these type of leads, we can run what we call an MVF funnel, okay? This is just a minimum viable funnel, which is literally this. They see an ad, they go to an opt-in page, they go to a scheduling page, and they go to a thank you page. That is literally what I did to make this amount of money. I put in 36K, I got out 125K, and we had a front-end ROAS of 3.45x and a contracted ROAS of 6.1x, okay? Now, again, we've gone over the ad copy, the creative, the offer. We've gone over the way that the video ads should be structured. The way that we run our ads and test ads is very, very important. We operate on we run our ads through what we call the 5-to-1 rule. Now, what this basically means is we found the majority of the ad is going to be made up of if people actually watch the hook and continue watching as a byproduct of the hook being really good. So we always test 5 hooks for every 1 body and call to action. So I'd get the exact same ad. I would literally just get 5 hooks and I would test those 5 hooks on the same body and call to action. We would simply then just test those ads and usually get them anywhere from 3 to 5x their target KPI. So what I mean by that is, let's say I know that my target cost per call is $100. I would spend on each ad angle, say $300 to $500, and then the one with the lowest cost per call, the one that was below or at KPI, I would then double the fuck down on. That's literally it, okay? So let's say I tested these 5 different hooks as an example. One of them was like, stop using Groupon. The other one was, there's a new way to generate patients. And then we had 3 different other hooks, okay? Let's say H2, this hook here, was the one that performed. All I would do is I would pull H2 out, and then I would then repeat that 5-to-1 rule. So I would get H2 here, and then I would make H2.1. So let's say this hook that won was, stop using Groupon to generate new patients and start doing XYZ to get new clients. I might just change one singular variable in that winning ad to see if I change the variable, I can get more out of that ad and ultimately scale it. You see, the problem is when you find a winning ad, what most people do is they try and like 2, 3, like 5x their budget on this one ad. And what's going to happen is you're going to hit ad fatigue. That essentially means the same people are seeing the same ads. Your frequency is increasing, which frequency is a metric inside of Meta that will basically tell you on average how many times people that are seeing your ads see them. So for example, if you're operating on a 2, 3, 4x frequency, that means the same people are seeing that ad 2, 3, or 4 different times, okay? And that means you're going to hit ad fatigue. Cost per call is going to go up, cost per lead is going to go up, all the metrics are going to get fucked. So what we need to do is we need to squeeze the lemon out of this winning ad. What most people will do then is go, this angle's dead, I'm going to go and just test something completely new, I'm going to launch a new offer, I'm going to launch image ads instead of video ads. That's the wrong way of doing it. You can actually get way more out of your winning ads than you think if you then just repeat this 5-to-1 rule with that winning ad. And again, excuse my drawing here, but I would then make a H2.1, a H2.2. And what I mean by 2.1 and 2.2 is I would change one singular variable. So for example, if this chick was the one that was running the ad first, what if I just got her to do it in the car? What if I got her to do it in a fur coat instead of a professional jacket? What if I got her to do it with her hair up instead of her hair down? What if I got her to say it in a different way? So the first time she might say it like, stop using Groupon to get you cheap clients and start getting clients to actually commit to treatment plans. What if she said it in this way instead? She went, I want you to stop using Groupon and start using this new way to generate high ticket patients online. She's saying the same thing. What's the difference? The way that she presents it, her tonality, her body language, overall her movement on the camera. There's so many variables at play here. And another thing that you can change as well is the face. New faces resonate with new people. So for example, we've tested like 20 to 30 different UGC creators in the last like 20 months alone. We found that she was the best performing one, which is why if you see my ads, which I know a lot of people that watch my videos of Funnel Hack Me, you'll see that a lot of my ads have her face in it. And that's because she was the winner. But we split tested so many different UGC creators before that and after that to see which ones work best. Now, in terms of actually how we script these ads, we make the ad copy, things like that. We use AI, which I think a lot of people should be doing already if you haven't already. Now, the way that I would recommend that you do this, if you haven't already done this, is you should make a folder inside of your computer called like the company identity or the company brain. And within that, we have an advanced market research document, the story of the founder, any additional SOPs, sales assets, sales frameworks, sales call recordings. Get all your sales call recordings, put them into a Google Doc, download it, and then whenever you use ChatGPT, whenever you use Poppy, Manus, whatever tool you're using, you just throw all of that into that AI tool, and it's going to have so much more context on your business and the way that you operate. So if I just show you an example of how I do this, I use a tool called Poppy AI. We also have like an AI agent directory, which we use inside of the program as well. But basically what I've done is I use Poppy, and I use Gemini inside of Poppy. Basically, Poppy just connects all the AI tools in one. You can put in a shit ton of stuff like all my social proof, all my YouTube videos, all my advanced market research documents. So say, for example, I want to make some ad copy. It's already trained on all this information, which is basically all the company identity training. So it can spit out new ad angles, copy, creatives with like 90% accuracy. So here, I'm just going to pull it up and I'll just show you an example. So I can come in here and go, okay, so I need to make some new video ads targeting agency owners. The key angle that I want to focus on, or the key buckets of angles, is number 1, acquisition, number 2, retention and churn. Number 3 is going to be operations and building an agency that's set for scale. You already have all the information on how we run, how we operate, and who we serve. I want you to put together some ad copy to target those people, both long form and short form, that I can run on my ads. And what I would even do is if I've got past ads that I've already created, which I've already trained it on, I would throw those in as well. The video transcripts, I'll just throw in the video ads as well. The cool thing about Poppy is you can just throw in ads from the ads library, so I can just train it on that too. And then ad copy. And then over a prolonged period of time, the more data you collect, the more things that you see are working and aren't, you can continuously train it on that. And don't think you need Poppy. Poppy's pretty damn expensive. I think I pay like 1.2K lifetime, and then I pay like $400 a month. But that's just because I use it so much. And again, I have like different agents for different things, like the marketing AI, the copy AI, things like that. So then if we give this a minute, you'll see that it will spit out different angles that I can run. I will then go in, I will revise it, and then I will record the ads, and then we'll take it from there. So if I just pull this back up, we've got angle 1, acquisition, the red ocean problem. So if I just copy all of this, so long form ad copy. If you're a marketing agency who relies on cold email, cold calls, or cold DMs to get clients, I feel bad for you. You're fighting with every other agency owner over the same tiny pool of leads, getting ignored and grinding 12 hours a day just to stay afloat. While everyone else is playing in that red ocean, we built a machine to bring high ticket clients to us. It's the exact acquisition engine I used to get clients for my own agency, and insert social proof. Now I'm letting you license the entire thing. The ads, the funnel, the back end. I put together a full training video that breaks down exactly how this acquisition machine works. Stop hunting for clients. It's time to have them come to you. Click below to watch it now. Then it has different angles like so. You get the point, okay? So I essentially use this to make all of our ads. And then again, I will usually test 3 to 5 different copies per ad set. In an ad set, we usually start with running dynamic creative to determine what's working. Dynamic creative basically means we can put all ads in one centralized place. Facebook will then optimize around the ones that perform. Some will spend, some won't, but we know the ones that don't spend at all, we still have as a backup for later down the line. We always want to operate in a creative surplus, which means we're always going to have too many ads to run rather than being in too little, especially if you're continuously increasing your spend. And that's pretty much everything. Don't know if anyone has any questions on this. If you do, put it in the comments. But yeah, that's it. So just to recap, ad copy creatives. Here's how we test ads. Here's how we train AI to make the ad copy and the scripts. And then when it comes to recording them, I just do exactly what I'm doing now. And I use a recording tool on my phone. You can use a tool like Captions AI, which will have the teleprompter on your screen, and you can record it using your phone. And again, if you want all of the AI agents, the example hooks, copies that have worked best for me, check below this video. You'll see my program. See you then. Peace.